Welcome to season 9, episode duh. I'm feeling spicy / getting drunk with you guys. It's a Tuesday night. It's gonna be fun. Woo!
I'm feeling spicy too, but that's because I put too much sriracha in my little concoction here.
Oh yeah,
My nose is running.
I'm just always spicy, so spicy.
So spicy. Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on. I know it's been a while since we've been here. I am back from vacation. I have adjusted to my new job, and I should be back on the podcast train for the foreseeable future, unless I get derailed by really good television and all the above, and kids, and life, and everything. So maybe we're back on track.
Which all of that is happening currently.
Yes.
There's great television. You still have kids.
I still have kids.
looks like
Great
you're still living
television.
life happening.
OMG, great television.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We
We'll
need to
talk
get
about
to
it
that.
for a little bit.
Wait, why can't we talk about Ahsoka now?
We can talk about Ahsoka now. Ahsoka's been awesome. Is it? Oh yeah,
Is that
the
what you're
episode's
talking about?
tonight. We
I
gotta
haven't
watch
watched any of it.
Yeah, it's killing me. It's
Oh,
available
yeah.
now.
that. Yeah, it's available. Okay, I gotta watch some. I
Oh,
gotta watch
no, my
Ahsoka.
connection's bad. Sorry, guys.
I haven't watched.
And the show's over
any of it,
tonight.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching Ahsoka, Wheel of Time, and One Piece, the live action. So it's been a very much a very fun week of TV for me. So announcements real fast before we start talking about other stuff. Lots of stuff going on. Of course, the Cosmere Reads. If you didn't check it out last night, we had a great stream. We're Will to the Will of Ascension. It's a good time. Go check out the Cosmere Reads if you're into Cosmere content. By the way, we do have to record at some point some Cosmere content again. Ian, I know you took off reading for a while, but I think you read the first part now, right?
I'm almost done with the book. Sorry. I didn't in that moment of my life, I did not apply any rules to me. I figured the word I'd be forgiven.
Chris is
all things
heartbroken.
If it makes you feel better, like I was in such a daze, I don't know that I remember most of it. I would, if we set a date, I'd have to listen to it real fast just to remind myself.
You and me both. It's been so long. Like I forgot about it.
Yeah.
We'll do some more Cosmere at some point. That's hilarious.
Yeah, let's talk
sounds
offline and
real
remind me.
scary.
But I mean, I guess that's a good sign. I have the capacity. I could take that on, and I'd enjoy it. So,
And
Yeah,
before
let's
I
do it.
forget, we do have a new patron. So this episode is brought to you by our newest patron, which is drumroll. I know someone upped it too. So let me go check and make sure I get the right people's names, because I know we had someone up their level as well. Because I want to make sure I'm giving the right shout outs to the right week and the right syllable. So let's see. We had Jacob Pledge. So welcome, Jacob. This episode's for you.
Welcome, Jacob.
Yeah, that was
Shout out to Jacob.
yesterday. And yesterday he pledged, and then we had I think since last time recorded, Adiel. I don't know if it's Adiel. Adiel. Is that how I don't know how to pronounce that. Adiel? I don't know.
Your guess is as good
Sounds
as mine.
good.
Sorry, guys.
Something like that.
maybe you're just supposed to say the individual letters like you did. ADIEL.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the name.
Adiel. I'm really bad at pronouncing names.
Right?
so it's
ADIEL.
fun.
This episode's also
It's
for you.
for you. Yeah.
Thank you. Much love.
So awesome time. So episodes for you guys. Yeah, he's in chat. How do you pronounce your name? Can you give it like phonetically? Like 80. Addy?
Adiel. Adiel. Hey, we're not going to try to butcher your name.
I'm not trying to butcher your name on here. Let's keep going. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you for joining live chat. And yeah, it's fine. I'm just horrible with names. Like people come to me and like, oh, this is my name. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
It's ADIEL
Yeah.
dash EL. ADI dash
ADL.
Like Cal.
ADL.
Okay.
ADL.
Adiel. Okay, cool. Adiel. Got it. Cool. Thank you.
I
You're
like it.
I
Kyle.
like the name. Yeah, I like the name. And so also we have a bunch of other announcements going on. The Twitter Time Awards, I think we're gonna do it again. I said I was gonna do it again last night, and then I've had some thoughts about it, and I think I'm still gonna do it because I think other content creators will force me to do it. It's kind of one of those things. Every year I'm like, I don't want to do it again. And then everyone's like, you got to do it again. So I do it again. I peer pressured into doing it. It's a lot of work. Just
give up on sleep completely and you got it.
I know. But that will be in November if we do it. So plan on doing it. So let's do that. Water Fortune, the championship for season 1 is going to be on the 15th. It's a Friday at 10 p.m. We have Bane and Chiad from the Threefold Talk, DT from DT. He's the trivia master for all of Discord Wheel of Time trivia. And Brother Dan from The Way the Leaf are our 3 finalists for the championship round. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So come join.
Sounds like just a fun time.
See some good Water Fortune action where we guess letters, and it's going to be, from what I've been told, extremely difficult. This is a championship, guys. It's going to be like names you never even knew or Wheel of Time related, like just the most obscure stuff you can think of.
All the things we're not allowed to listen to.
No, it's just names, so I think you're fine. We might talk about it though. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be full spoilers. So anyway,
Can they phone a friend?
no.
I would do so bad in that
at
one.
all.
Names, Chris and I would.
Yeah.
Not our forte. We don't have a names person on this show. We have some in chat that help us,
Yes,
but not on the show.
Yeah, Zul will send us pronunciation guides if we butcher something, and we
Right.
still butcher it because
that's what we do.
care.
Remember that guy, or it might have been a girl that did that thing, or maybe they didn't, but we thought they did. You know,
Yeah.
that person.
And then
The
all the
book.
names that sound alike, I just say all the same name. It's just all Phaleon. Like no, it's Phaleon and Phaleon and Phalon. I'm like whatever. It's Phaleon. They're the same person. They're not. But also Jordan Con. Big announcement for Jordan Con. Tickets for 2024 go on sale this Saturday, September 9th. Get your tickets to Jordan Con. I will be there. Chris, I think will be there. Ian, I think will be there. The Cosmere team, I think will be there. I'm thinking about this point, we might as well just slot chip in and get a suite because now we're gonna roll 5 deep there in Atlanta. So might as well just get a suite.
I'm in for a suite.
Have the Reeds suite. So yeah, that might be what's happening.
I always travel
Spandex
with the
only.
ladies, so
yeah. Well, I mean, it's fine. It's
Let's
sweet.
ship them,
You'll have your
yeah.
own room and stuff. So I mean, they have pretty
Yeah.
big suites. They have the presidential
yeah.
suites. So
we could do that. Oh,
yeah, we don't take a shot at the top floor where they had like the penthouse suite. I want to rent that out.
yeah.
That thing looked awesome. It was like the whole top floor.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get people to really come up and do shots with this. Y'all were lame last year.
Yeah, only like a handful of people came up and did shots. I had a whole bottle of liquor waiting for you guys. People were lame. Like, I'm going to bed. Like,
I'm taking off like Thursday, Friday. I already have Saturday, Sunday. I'm gonna take Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday off. Like I'm
just
gonna
take the
plan
whole
an
week.
entire week.
Yeah, I want
That'd be
to. I
fun.
want to be able to enjoy from the moment the first person gets there until the last one of our people leave.
Yeah, that's my plan this year. I want to do it big.
Yeah. In other Wheel of Time news, season 2 came out, or at least the first 3 episodes did.
Oh my god, you didn't say it like strong enough. Like season 2 flipping. Like I don't even want to use the F bomb because I don't want YouTube to get in the way of it.
We're in 7 minutes in. We're good.
God, like did they come? Like we were all floored. I have people here that are like loose Wheel of Time fans watching with me. They literally have only watched the show and they're like, damn, like that, speechless.
And I
absolutely
said it a little bit with season 1, but I'm gonna double, triple, quadruple down with what they're doing with season 2. I thoroughly enjoy how they're kind of shuffling up the storyline, shuffling up characters a little bit. I think it makes it new enough that it's not like I'm just reliving the books but on the screen. But I don't feel like I don't feel like any of the characters are being completely betrayed. I mean, you can make a case in certain instances, and then you think about that line where they're like, just consider it another turning of the wheel. It's not supposed to be exactly the same. And it just,
I mean, so this is my take on it. Season 1, I did some reviews on the first couple episodes, and I quit doing it because I didn't like doing it. So I was doing reviews for season 1. I don't think I'm going to continue not doing them just because I don't like to do them. But I was a little critical on the first season. If you go back to those reviews, I think I gave them like, I can give them bad scores. I talked about what I liked about it. I talked about what I disliked about it. There's definitely pacing issues in the first season. Like if you go back and watch it, there's a lot of pacing issues. It was a hard pill to swallow because it was just so jarring. I think going into this season, knowing that's going to be changes,
made up for all of it.
Yeah, I think knowing that there's going to be changes now and having season 1 kind of as a palate cleanser, if you want to call it that, to know. But then the pacing issues, I think, are almost all gone. There's still little things that are like, I wonder how they're going to tie that together, but I'm sure they are. I mean, I
Here's
hope
my
so.
bigger concern is that Ian and I got to stop watching at some point.
No, we're way ahead.
I told you there's no way I'm gonna let there's
We're
no
so
way
far
that can
ahead.
happen.
Yeah, we're so far ahead at this point.
I have a little bit of discipline in my life, but not for that.
Yeah, we're so far ahead. Like, there's no way that by the time they get to where we are in the books, like, that would be like 2 more seasons, and we'll be almost done. So
Okay, we'll see.
We just have to do all Shadow. They already said season 3 is going to be pretty much all Shadow Rising, so that's book 4.
Okay.
So that's the Fall of the White Tower, the Battle of the Two Rivers with Perrin and everybody, and then the going to the Isle Waste with Rand and doing Radiant and stuff like that. That's gonna be all season 3. So we got at least to get to where we are now. It's a ways. It's a ways.
They're doing a really good job, though. I can say that out loud. They've done.
Yeah, I think they're doing. Yeah, I without the COVID restraints, and a lot of other things. I think this is definitely feeling more Wheel of Time as far as just the feel of it versus beforehand. It still felt like Wheel of Time, but it felt a little bit like rushed. And there's some things that just kind of irked me. But at the same time, I overall enjoyed it the first season. This season is definitely head over heels. Head over heels better.
Yeah.
So, anyways, with that being said, in celebration of a new TV show and all that great stuff, how we do a giveaway? We got like 11 people in chat. That's enough people to start doing a giveaway.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do it.
Because we do love books more than TV shows. How about we give away? I just pulled the first hardcover I have off the shelf. It's not this one. This one's special and dear to my heart, but a hardcover copy of, and you guys haven't read this book yet because it's the last one. But,
I was about to say I don't recognize that cover at all.
Yeah, it's the last Memory of Light. It's the last book, but it's the first hardcover I pulled. So a hardcover copy of a Wheel of Time book of your choice. They should probably just type something in chat and I'll hunt them down. How about that? So what do you want them to type in chat? Like F's in chat or something like that?
A color.
A color.
Color in
Put
chat.
a color in chat and I'll randomly select a person who wins. The first person that picks the color Ian's thinking of wins a free book.
All right.
So write your colors now in chat.
You said bicycle. If you said bicycle, you won.
It wasn't just pink. It was hot pink. Let's see. We got fuchsia, gray, red.
How did you know? That was close. It was periwinkle, but
I'm just gonna randomize it. Just put a color down there.
Yeah, we are randomizing this.
I'm gonna randomize it.
I'm not allowed to make any decisions on that show. That's on the contract I signed. Alan knew better.
We're not gonna let you.
Also, not allowed to touch the bank account.
Yeah. Let's see. How many people do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, multiple interests don't count. Green, Pooh Brown.
Mother of pearl.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll give a few more seconds and then I'll randomize it. Pick someone. But yeah, so as we're talking about doing a giveaway, I think that's all I have for announcements. So yeah, Water Fortune, Twitter of Time Awards, Jordan Con, lots of stuff. Get your tickets now; they go fast. But they do release them in waves. So if you miss the first wave, they usually do. Like
I was gonna say, this feels really early, but this year went by so fast.
I mean, Michael Livingston's the author of Honor again. I don't know if he was last year the author of Honor. He was there, but he's the author of Honor this year, which he signed his book for me. So I still keep my shelf as my little.
Jealous. I thought I was gonna win one, and I didn't.
Yeah, no, the Memory of Light book, this hardcover, I'll never go away because my brother, who's been on the podcast before, Hunter, he's Dr. Witt. He bought me this the day Memory of Light came out. It's a first edition hardcover, so just because it's special.
Oh,
yeah,
that's love.
I can't give it away. I can't give it away. I've given away all the rest of my books. I still have my original Eye of the World that I bought in Australia all those years ago, and it's held together literally by Scotch tape. Like, look at this cover. Like, it's the cover's torn off, and I've
That's
replaced it.
love.
I'll never get rid of this book. It's the first time I bought it in Australia. I had the wrong book. Anyway, so keep all the cool stuff right there. All right, so I think that's enough. One, two, let's say 6 people we're joining. So let's do randomizer 1 through 6. Who wins? It is number 5. Who's the 5th person to write a color? Let's see. There's Hal. There's Keith. Saint and Karen. I think Karen. Is that right?
Karen Taylor with blue.
Karen Taylor blue. I think. Is that right?
Sounds good.
Is that the 5th?
1,
One,
2,
two,
3,
three.
4. I got Althor's Taint.
Oh yeah, I do. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Some people
5.
went twice.
It is Althor's Taint. It is Althor's Taint.
Oh, there you go. Whoa.
Yeah. Oh,
But you
He didn't
declared
go
2 winners.
falling.
it was Taint. Yep, it was the Taint.
It
The Taint
sounds-
wins.
It sounds like you declared 2 winners, Alan.
Okay, I give away 2 books. It's fine.
Yes.
I don't care. 2
Alan-
books.
Alan,
I'll
the financial
find you.
advisor, his counting error leads to 2 prizes being given away tonight. We're not here to let you down. We're here to pick you up.
I can't
All right.
count. I can't count. One. Yeah. So Karen and Karen Taylor and Tainty
Althor's
Taint.
Taint.
You guys are both on our Discord. I'll find you guys and send you guys DMs.
Woohoo.
We'll get stuff. I think Karen's won stuff before too. I already have an address. I think so. We're good.
Yes. Getting a collection.
I think somewhere in the spreadsheet somewhere. I don't know. I'll find it. So personal life. Now that we're all the way into after all these announcements, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was on vacation last week. I went to the lake, to Lake Anna. If you notice, my glasses have changed, and that's because I'm wearing my old glasses because my newer glasses are at the bottom of the lake. Because that's what happens
Where
when
they
you go to the
belong.
lake. Apparently, they don't make jet skis like they do when I was a kid. And these newer jet skis are ridiculously awesome. One of our friends, we went and bought 2 brand new jet skis. And we bust them out for the lake for like the first. He did a test run, but that was when he bought them. But test drove them. But yeah, they're brand new jet skis, and we had 2 of them, and they are awesome. But definitely so like they have the ability to like trim down the motor, and like you can pop up and go completely vertical. You just rev your engine up, and you go. And they have foot braces on the back, so you stand up and like stand your whole jet ski up, but then you can turn it with your legs and like do 360s while spinning up, but you get thrown off every single time. And I did that wearing glasses like a dumbass. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, it's really dumb.
You lose all of your shit.
Yeah,
Literally.
it's a ton of fun.
Sounds fun. That's worth losing your glasses.
Oh, it was totally worth it. I came up, I was like, oh crap, but this I'll get right back on. Let's do this again. Like this is
Yeah.
I was having a good time. Didn't do the 5-year-old. We just went fast. We didn't do the whole up in the air, twist around, and crazy spins. But yeah. Oh, she got a floaty mug today. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, I knew you were recently.
That's my
Yeah,
favorite
got-
mug.
Yeah,
It's a good
floaty
mug.
mug.
Yes, the floaties. It's been a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. I gave away floaty mugs last month. So Karen won 2 months in a row.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and this is Taint's second book he's won. Wow. Everyone just wins. Yeah. We just have repeat winners all the time. That's what it is. I mean, I swear it's random. I go to random.org and type in 1 through 6. Pick a number.
Perfect.
And that's how I do it. So if it's rigged, then blame it on random.org. Yeah, that's been it for me. Just like, just went to the lake, rode some jet skis around. Had a good time with the kids. Kids had a blast. My son started kindergarten today, which makes me feel old. But I'm not. I am old, so I guess makes me feel appropriate. I'm like,
I don't want to hear it.
as
River
Ian's like,
started.
my
River
kid
started high
graduating.
school. Yeah, well, I have 2 that have graduated,
Yeah.
and River started high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I started a lot later than you, so it was, I
Yeah.
just had lots of years of practice. Practice. Anyway, so
Ian, how about your personal?
Things are pretty good. Labor Day weekend, spent some time at the river, spent some time here, did the pool with friends, had the boys. All in all, things are getting. I think there's more good days than bad days. when I was at Beach Week, Alan mentioned, or the week before, mentioned that I wouldn't be able to record even if we tried to. And glad I didn't. That was an emotional week. Ryder just graduated. My niece just graduated. She's going on to college. Both of them were only able to do half the week. And when we started this Beach Week thing with this group of family, they were toddlers running around.
Wow.
And I'm at that age and everything else I got going in my life. Like, I'm trying to enjoy the moment, enjoy my time with them. But like, oh my gosh, I was a wreck. And when they left, they both left on Wednesday. And then it just felt weird for the rest of the week. So I don't know. I definitely had a good time with the family that was there. Don't get me wrong, but it was different.
Yeah.
So yeah, but work is good. Life is good. Other than like the vacation weight that I put on, I'm still staying on track with the running and working out, and the back's holding up. And
Yeah, he looks good.
I look better the day before Beach Week. That was my best so far, but that was a couple of weeks ago. I'll get back to it pretty quick.
Yeah. No, I'm just drinking a lot.
Drink some for me. I'll tell you what, that I've had to make the decision to pretty much cut out alcohol, with rare exception.
No.
If you're actually at our age, if you're actually trying to get into shape, like for real, and especially if you're throwing around weights in the gym and you're trying to be,
I bought these tiny Modelo's because I figured that way, like,
alcohol.
I wouldn't drink as much because I bought the tiny ones, like only 7 ounces. So like,
But did you buy more than 20 of them?
Yes,
That's
and I
the
drink
problem.
like 30 at a time, so I'm like, it defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the little, so it's not as bad.
Hey, I will share one last thing that I think is funny.
What?
My therapist, right after the first week, moved me to her last appointment of the day on Wednesdays. And the first time we had that appointment, she normally sets an alarm for when the hour's up or 45 minutes is up and we wind down. She didn't set it. We went like an hour and 15 minutes. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She's like, no, that's why. Like, I really enjoyed our conversation. Wanted to get in real deep here. So, made you the last appointment. Well, I don't know, like if she's double billing the VA or like if she just really enjoys my company. But the last 2 times we've gone for 2 hours straight.
Oh, you last for a long time.
Yeah.
Has she gone like, so you want to grab a drink?
No. It's nothing like that. And she's a little older. Like, anyway, it's been really good.
Trigger, okay.
The conversations have been great.
Let me stop. I'm sorry. I did this.
I'm doing like, I flipped the script on her a couple times and have gotten her talking more about her and her life.
It's always funny.
Yeah, she's like 30 minutes into storytelling about her and her husband, and then she's like, "Oh my gosh, well, I mean, we're here for you. Hold on, I got some questions for you."
I've done that before. I went to therapy when I was younger, and I got the guy talking for like the entire session about his kids playing soccer, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's awesome. Tell me more." And he keeps going, and you're like, at the end, he's like, "I didn't ask you some question this session." I was like, "I know. It's really interesting though about your kids. Like, keep going. Like, I want to know more." Like,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Them for the days.
It was the only therapist that ever told me, like, dude, you're fine. You don't need to come to me anymore. Like,
yeah.
Like, you are not having no problems at all. I was like, no mental health at all? Like, no, like you're fine. Don't come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like a couple of There's a couple of questions she asked me, like where I think she was trying to really get me to dig deep and think hard. And like I gave an honest answer, but it was rather profound. And she was like, "Oh my, like, have you thought about being a social worker or something or getting into this profession?" I'm like, no.
But my degree is in religious studies. So.
I've been studying people my whole life, one way or another. And in the jobs I've done, it's been a requirement to, truthfully learn enough about people to manipulate them into doing what you want them to do or what the government wants them to do. I know that sounds horrible, but that's really what it is. Yep. But she said I'm socially sophisticated.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm like, how do you? What does that mean when you combine that with like if Thanos showed up, snapped his fingers, and half the population died? I'd go, meh.
It was a lesser evil.
Right.
That's what
I'd call and check on my 4 people or 5 people
That's I like the young age. As a dark friend, the way to cure yourself of mental illness is just give into the dark. Just
Make
just
friends with the monsters.
lean into it. Just
Lean in.
I stared into the abyss.
I like what you do with the claws and the fangs. Can you teach me that? Do you want an apprentice? I could learn. I could totally learn.
Big rock, scissors, shoot.
Maybe it's just hungry.
Anyways.
Chris,
So-
what about you? What's going on?
If my therapist quits in a couple weeks to like go sail around the world, like that might be my fault.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, all the people that really need her. Not to say that you don't. For me, well, last weekend was fun. I actually drove to Virginia. It was a very quick. When I say quick trip, I got there Saturday
I have
morning
stuff
at
for you.
1:30.
You need to come by next time you're in Virginia.
Do you?
Yeah, because your camera glitches every once in a while and like does like this like.
Yeah,
I can't make it do on mine because mine's a good camera. I have a new camera for you. It's still in the package. It's like somewhere back over somewhere around here.
Presents.
Yeah,
Just save it for Christmas.
Alan
Yeah.
Hinton will be down there like 2 more times this month.
Okay, well, tell him to come by.
And he'll be in Newport News, so I'll definitely get him to get it. He has to see me, so I'll get him to get it because I won't be back again until December.
See, he just glitched again. It just did again.
It did.
Mhm.
I didn't notice it until you said something. Then I was looking for it, and then boom.
Yeah, it glitches every once in a while. The cat keeps knocking it over too much. So I got a new one for you.
Can't handle me.
Yeah. Anyway,
I got there like 2 a.m. Saturday morning, got up and went to Norfolk State in time for just to hang out with my nephew at the step off that the fraternities and sororities were doing.
Yeah, that's
Now,
always fun.
Oh, dude, it was amazing. Like, it's just really cool to see the artistry. And of course, they're all battling it out, so it's even cooler. And so I was supposed to take him for lunch, but like he gave us a quick 40-minute campus tour, and then we'll get there. I promise. This is really quick. I'm halfway done. He gave us a quick campus tour. As we went to go see the step off, he was literally like, "Hey, there are some of my friends. I'm just gonna go say hi." I looked at my sister, and I'm like, we're not gonna see him again. Literally an hour later, I go track him down. I'm like, "So do you want to just hang out with your friends, or do you want to actually have lunch with us?" He's like, would you feel bad if I went to hang out with my friends? I'm like, "I only drive 5.5 hours to see you, but do what you do."
You gotta.
That was a proud moment. He talked with so much confidence, and he's just on point and had like 3 little girls. I was like, "Yeah, you do what you do, boy." And I left. All right. Now, on to Winter's Heart, which some of you all have. I'm telling you a nice story about my nephew, but you guys have Winter's Heart in mind.
Everybody's like, "I don't care about your personal life. Let's move on." It's pretty much the whole chat. That's what chat's saying right now. Let's go.
I know.
We haven't talked in like 3 weeks, guys. It's like we're trying to catch up ourselves.
Yeah, we're catching up.
We're catching up.
For us
all right?
This is not for you. This is all for me.
Speaking of therapists, Perrin needs a therapist.
Yeah, Perrin needs. Oh, definitely.
Does
right.
it? No.
So we begin chapter 1.
Not the first 2 chapters.
With a quote. Anybody got the book in front of them?
"The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legends fade to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave its birth comes again. In one age, called the third age by some, an age yet to come, an age long past, a wind rose above the Arth ocean. The wind was not the beginning. There are neither beginnings nor endings in the turning of the wheel of time, but it was a beginning."
A.
How would you
A.
describe that A?
A little italicized. That's our favorite thing about the start of these books is the little italicized A. And then we start with a lot of imagery. Literally, we have the wind blowing the cold grayish green ocean towards Tarbon, ships being unloaded.
Yeah, it's good times. Yeah. So and the wind all the way goes all the way down to Massima's camp, where Perrin and Massima are getting ready to leave. Our parents leaving
through Tenchico by the Shan-Chan. This is all important. Like the Shan-Chan are
People are tanning out there.
They own Tanchico now.
There's lots of beaches. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It's great beach weather out there in Tanchico. It is important. Yeah. So we get maybe it's a little foreshadowing for that book. Is this be a big Sean Chan book, you think?
Yeah, probably not. Just because you said it that way. Nope. You're not trapping me in that one. Nope. Just like we got 3 Perrin chapters in a row, and I bet you we won't get any more Perrin chapters.
Oh, one of these is a Fael chapter. So anyway, so Perrin, sure. Yeah, he's leaving Massima's house. And he walks past Massima's followers.
Walks past.
Yeah,
he apprehensively passes by as they all stare him up and down like, you're one lucky dude because you got to leave here not only with your pants but your belt. Not just your belt but your sword. Not just your sword but your horse. You must be somebody special.
Axe.
How dumb do these people got to be? These are just regular people. These are just like regular human beings.
These are dragon sworn.
Looking at Perrin and like looking down on him.
Yeah.
There's nothing about any description I've heard or read of Perrin since the beginning of this book that would make me like look at him like that.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you think like by position you stand above him or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. If they get angry, Perrin, you remember when him and Loyal were like just carving a giant path through Aiel?
Yeah. Our Trollocs and the Battle
of Trollocs, yeah. Got us to the eye of the world.
Yep. Yeah, no, Perrin's there.
Dude's a beast.
Dude's a beast. And he's thinking about how he's glad Fael didn't come with him because,
Little did he know.
Yeah. And he returns his horse, and Elias is there waiting. And several Oshermen are there as well. And Perrin's a little, I get the feeling that Perrin's like, I guess, a little bit. He's upset with the whole situation. They're having a walk. They could just use the one power. He even talks about it, whatever. Massima, refuses to travel to Cairhien, even at Rand's command, because Massima believes it's blasphemy for anyone but Rand to touch the one power. And
ridiculous.
The fact that they have to march a whole 400 leagues, he's just like, when we have the ability right now to be there in like 2 seconds, he's just like, it reminds me of that Robert Downey Jr. Like gif where he's just rolled his eyes.
Yeah.
Are the Ben Affleck with a cigarette? Like,
I still like the idea of knocking him out and dragging him along. Like,
yeah,
I'm still not beyond that.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
mind you, I don't think it would go very well since he's bringing 100 men with him. But
just got to make a good example of like some of his top guards in front of everybody.
Was it Elias even makes the comment saying like, "Hey, look at the bright side. At least we had to fight our way out of this camp." And Perrin's like, "That's the only thing that didn't go wrong today."
Right? Don't jinx it.
Don't jinx it.
I remember Perrin has still got a little PTSD from what he saw last time the Ashamen were like exploding heads and shit.
Sure.
And he thinks about this here as well. He's like,
if things go bad, it gets really bad with Ashamen there.
Right.
It gets like.
He also brings the reminder to the fact that Elias was at one point a warder. I think this would become important at some point in time in the book.
Still a warder.
So in some way, you're right.
Well, the bond was never released. Doesn't he talk about like how he can still sense, or like he's pretty sure his Aes Sedai is still alive? Not here, but like before.
Who is his Aes Sedai? Yeah, I think he did way back when.
Yeah. His Aes Sedai is alive. Yeah.
So I believe the bond is still there.
It's Catswain.
Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be so cool.
It's Kitty Cat's
Those two. Turns out Elias is 250 years old.
Yeah.
How long can warders live? If the Aes Sedai can live forever, why can't they?
And he's not just any warder. Remember his ability, like, does that extend your life at all? Who knows?
Yeah. But at this point, his thoughts turn to Fael after the whole thought of knocking him over the head. And he just says no because he realizes the whole, with Ashman there, it's become a butcher's yard. Like, it'd just be so much death. It wouldn't be pretty. Like,
Nah.
so yeah, Perrin kind of dismisses the idea of knocking him over the head and doing it that way. And he turns his thoughts to Fail and thinks about her and her strange Saldean ways, and thinks fondly about how she trims his beard and all this.
How he's not allowed to trim his own beard is how it was really thought about.
Yeah, he's got a personal groomer.
Dude, do you ever get beard scratches? Dude, beard scratches are where it's at, man.
I'm okay with chin and below.
Yeah.
Anybody gets in the cheek or the mustache, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. No, right here. It's right here.
Yeah, right on the edge.
Right chin.
And below.
Yeah.
Well, and this
scratch.
kind of in the corners here. He was a good boy. He was a good boy.
Yeah.
So simple.
Right.
Some beard scratches. But yeah, so thinks about his beard and trimming it. Let's see. Masari and Sinord return with the horses. Masari tells Perrin that Messia is rabid and must be killed. Like this little interaction.
Yeah, duh. We get it, but at the end of the day, we have our orders.
Yep, exactly.
But
go ahead.
No, I was just, they were talking about just the only way to get this to work to their advantage, and in my mind, I'm like, something horrible's got to go wrong real soon. Beyond the already horrible thing that's happened, I'm not feeling too good for Perrin at this point. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah,
nothing bad has happened to him in a while.
Yeah. So anything from all of this before they ride out of the city and Balwar joins them? Good boy. Good old boy Balwar.
Well, jumping off of what Chris just said, and I'm not just saying this because we know what happens, by the end of today's show. I've been saying the last thing we want is something to happen to Fael or someone close enough to Perrin where he's torn between the axe and the hammer. He's torn between, do I work through peace? Do I work through violence? Like he's discussed about violence, but he is fully capable of it. And if he goes rage mode, this world is in trouble and nobody's safe, not even Rand, because we've seen the way he's gotten with Rand, like, hey, cross this line and you got me as an enemy sort of thing,
Goes full wolf.
So, yes, I'm worried about Perrin. He's in a tough spot, but I keep waiting for that cork to pop. Like, that's going to be a couple of books worth of Perrin just going mad.
Mm-hmm.
It's make for some great action.
Thoughts, Chris?
No, I completely agree. Like the good thing is, and we haven't gotten there, so I don't want to go into it. I agree, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
we'll get there when we get there.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Balwar approaches as they're riding out of the city with news they think Perrin might be interested in. So Elias and Aram, they who were riding with Perrin, they drop back. So they can have a little privacy. The first piece of news is that King Aliron battled the Sanshan about 100 miles west of where they are 10 days ago.
Somehow a bet is lost because apparently he normally starts with white cloaks.
Yeah. Well, he was the steward for Pedronile, I think.
Yeah,
he was, which is always confusing me. I don't know if he's has it out for white cloak because he's trying to keep up a facade or. That's what
you never know with those fanatics. Did they ever truly leave it?
Yeah, I don't know. He bothers me. He got in way too quick, way too easy.
Yeah. And true.
That's why, I try not to judge people too hard, but let's be honest, you watch some of the trials of these older men that were former Nazis and were found in South America and finally put on trial. And they're like, oh, I'm old, I'm reformed, I've changed. And I'm like, yeah, but did you?
Yeah.
Or did you just run from it and retire really peacefully in some swanky little village?
Yeah, and live your life messing with
Brazilian
chicks.
I don't know. That's not for me to judge. I'm not, maybe they did, maybe whatever, but there's certain things, there's certain people you ride with, and then afterwards, you just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I never really trust it.
Also, pro tip: going from beer to White Claw is not the best idea.
No. I mean, if you're drunk enough, sure, but you got to be drunk enough.
Yeah, no, that was a bad idea, but I'll finish it. But so the report also says that the Amadisian army was pretty much destroyed. That the whole army's dead. The king was taken prisoner. Perrin takes the news with stride, noting that it means the Shanshan is able to sweep through an entire nation that fast. And then Balor moves on to tell him about White Cloaks.
Mhm.
That they took
Got
part
to
in the
get that
battle.
in there.
Yeah. But the White Cloaks were able to get most
They
of.
got
Faldo
away.
was able to get most of them off the field. So not many White Cloaks were killed. And Baron and also tells Perrin that they're probably moving east, the direction east, away from the Chachen. So they're probably safe where they're heading.
Yeah, aka they're not going to be any help in the foreseeable future.
Yeah. And the second piece of the news is that the Shanshan fought a battle in southern Altara against the Aes Sedai, our men who could channel.
And they got their ass whooped.
Mm-hmm.
Whooped.
Because we know about that battle.
So all this news is Shan Chan just casually walking through. It makes me think of the show. I mean, the show, yes, there's different things going on there, but man, they just show up and they're like, this is what it is now. And there's a little resistance, but then there isn't, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it's like where they go through most places. But the whole Rand thing didn't quite work out that way.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. And that's why we in this chapter with him just being like, all right, so yeah, gross White Claw after beer. Yes, it is gross. So we had this chapter with him thinking about Fail again and saying like, I just want to get back to my girl.
Dude, there was after reading as far as we have, there was a lot of great description here, and somebody said it best the other day. I think it was actually Chanel. She's like, the thing about Jordan is he's got a lot of words on the page, but there's a lot of it's just description. Yeah, and I think that's kind of the thing with these 3 chapters is there's a lot of description, a lot of setting the tone. But as far as like getting anything out of it, like literally the chapter could have been summarized by he left Massima angrily, but he got part of what he wanted, and he's thinking about Fail the end.
Yeah. I mean,
I've learned to enjoy the descriptive chapter, especially early on, and then in the middle of the book where he kind of lulls you a little bit. Because if you're patient with it and you take the time, like I feel like I'm getting closer to that world that he was trying to build for us.
Sure. I mean, and it's complained about a lot of authors, especially during the 90s. And it still happens today. I mean, authors take less time because in today people can just look stuff up and there's the internet. But back before the internet was a big thing, when you read a book and then you had years or even a year between releases, the first part of your next book was recapping the previous book and kind of reintroducing characters. And you did that every single book because people forget and there was no other way to look it up. And you don't want people to have to go back and reread the book before. Right. Kind of thing. So it was a very common literary thing that was used, especially during that time. Yep. Authors do it less today. They still do a little bit, but it's very much abridged and like, yeah, just by the way, this is it. All right, let's move on. Robert Jordan definitely spends a little time there, like introducing characters and redescribing things. And the purpose is if you had read a book, real-time book in over a year, and now you're reading again, it's like, oh yeah, read several things in between, got a little refresher. Previously on the Wheel of Time.
Now it makes me think of the Star Wars Clone Wars intros.
Yeah.
Last time, Perrin meets Messina. Blah, 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 blah. He's not happy about it. Thinking about Fael. What's going to happen next?
Find it out. And here's a little blurb about some little G.I. Joe moment. Where it has a little inspirational quote. First, so I've been listening to the podcast since it started. First time really watching. Can Ian and Chris see the comments? Oh yes, they can read everything you're saying right now.
Oh yeah. I go to YouTube on purpose because the comments don't fly in fast enough. So I interact too. I chat with you guys every now and then. So yeah.
No spoilers in chat.
Feed me all the spoilers.
No spoilers in chat. You can ask questions. but no spoilers.
Didn't we
Yeah,
say
sure.
we're authorized 3 spoilers per episode?
Yeah. So Batman, we got the Batman one. We can talk about
Right.
Batman again.
That's always number 1.
Yeah, it's number 1, Batman. When Batman comes, it's
And then
it's
really
good.
2 and 3 don't matter after that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you find something interesting in this chapter that we don't talk about, feel free to say, "Hey, what about this?" Because we will go back. We have no problem.
Feel free to ask questions during recording. I have that button to click on. I never click on these buttons. I should probably click on them more often. Anyway, so I have this cool one that scrolls. We can keep that one going. So anything for chapter 1 before like cool if you did, man. Anything?
Chris summed it up. Yeah.
Okay.
You got it.
Let's go to chapter 2 then. Taken.
The hawk soon passed out of sight, and the road remained empty of other travelers. But as Perrin pressed Perrin with frozen rust ready to break a horse's leg. What in the world? My book is misprinted.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I don't have the book because I'd give it to Ian.
The hawk passing by was like
Actually I do have the
symbolic for me. I was like, oh, the hawk is more than passing by. The hawk has flown the coop. Not necessarily flown, but been snatched right out of it.
Yeah.
What was Min's vision? Or wasn't there a vision of the Falcon and a hawk?
Yes.
And didn't we say there was some sort of connection with the hawk and
Bearlane?
Bearlane, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
You think she's a shapeshifter?
Again, I don't want to jump ahead, but that's what I do. And Bearlane gonna swoop. And then depending on how long File's gone, Perrin gonna make a mistake.
Mm.
Well, let's say like Bearlane had some information she didn't give to. We're skipping ahead. All right, let's get Alan.
Yeah, okay. Let's start. Okay,
let's get there.
Perrin rides into camp, where he left everybody, and obviously there's signs of a fight that's happened. Perrin gallops up, finds Bearlane there, and some other people. I'm not going to list off all these names of people that are just
everybody. Everyone's there.
Everyone's there. Everyone's there. They're all standing there looking very upset. And before Perrin can even demand to know what happened, Bearlane just tells Perrin that she and Fael were hunting, and they were attacked by a eel.
And she was the only one to get away.
Yeah, she managed to escape, but no one else has returned yet. She sent a squad of lancers south to look, but hopefully will return by nightfall with news. Yeah, so Perrin's just in utter shock that Fael's been captured.
There's a pause, and then he looks around and he goes, "Why the fuck are you all standing here? Go!
Yeah,
what are you doing?"
Yeah, yeah, and now he's stuck in a really hard place. He has orders to bring Massima back with haste, but now his girl's been taken.
Yeah,
and he's like, yeah, and he knows he can't just leave Massima with other people, because he's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
At this point,
so that knocking out Massima thing seems like a really better idea right now.
So Elias is there, and I feel like Elias and maybe some of the other Aiel, he would trust enough to pursue the Fael thing if he couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At least in his mind, if it was like, okay, this is just temporary, we're going to move Messina quick, and then I'll get back on the chase for Fael. I mean, I still don't see him doing that. It'd be very hard for Perrin to give up on the Messina task, and I don't know.
Yeah,
but I think Elias there is somebody he connects with, obviously on a very different level than anybody else.
Right. I mean, because Elias is the voice of reason here. Because even when Bearlane speaks up, Perrin doesn't want to hear it. I mean, because Bearlane says we can't just go run out. They're Aiel, we'll just get slaughtered or capture ourselves.
There's a bazillion of them.
Yeah, a bazillion of them. And Elias is yeah, Bearlane's right. We have to come up with a plan. You can't just all willy-nilly just run out there and try to find her.
I mean, you could, but you would die.
Yeah, or you could capture yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Bearlane had other information that she did not give.
What you got?
Mm-hmm.
Because she was supposed to tell him about Massima, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
He had met with Shashan.
Now I'm like
Mhm.
wondering, was this on purpose or on accident? With
Well, you also
everything?
got to question that she's the only one that got away.
Yeah,
Let's
Yeah.
just start there.
Mm.
that
I mean,
in
there's
and of
Aiel that
itself,
got caught. Fael got caught.
yeah. But if she can shapeshift, then
Mm.
I don't know. I'm just coming up with things now.
Yeah.
But she got away somehow. So she struck a deal with somebody, and she's trying to mislead Perrin because she sure didn't give him that information that she had that is mighty important.
Oh, good pickup. I totally forgot that part.
Yeah.
That was the most concerning piece for me because I'm like, if he doesn't know this, then he's still walking into a trap of some sort.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that irks my nerve for Perrin, of course, and then for Rand too, because Rand is still of the belief that though he does not care for Massima's tactics, he's thinking that this is like a follower that he's going to be able to really bring in and use. And in actuality, this is not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. This dude's just power hungry. Well, and he's become like we talked about this when we first saw Massima doing what he's doing. It's like you got to watch out the ones that become this fanatical this quick. They could become so fanatical that even down the line, running into Rand himself, be like, no, like our
Mm.
religion or what we believe has gone so far this direction, it doesn't even match up with reality anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he may not give two whatever's about Rand.
Yeah.
You know, it might just be all about the power and what he's come up with, and
And that's
Sure.
the end of it.
Yeah. And that's it, folks. Yeah.
book's over. You'll have a
Book's
good
over.
night.
Yeah. So yeah, Elias agrees to go out and find at least a scout. You know, they send a couple of the Ice and 3 warders, and I guess some of some of the guard as well. So, you know, Perrin's grateful for all that. But then he turns to Jared, who is Alejandра's first captain, who pushes forward, tries to speak to Perrin.
This dude.
Yeah, but
More
Perrin
than pushes forward, he forces his way forward. Like he
yeah.
even snatches at the sleeve of my man Perrin.
Yeah.
Don't be the one that makes Perrin trip. I'm telling you, when it happens, Perrin's gonna black out for a moment, and someone's gonna be Hulk
Well,
smashed.
Perrin's blacking out during all this thing. Like he's trying to talk to, and Perrin's over there talking to the wolves in his head. He's not even paying attention to what the guys say.
No.
He's like, "Yo, wolves, what's
He's
going
like-
on?" They're like, "Yeah,
I
we
would
can't
not be
help you,
tugging
dude."
on his sleeve right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, of course Elias would have thought to do this, but let me do it anyway. I need to know.
Okay.
This is the first time he's outright cried out to the wolves in a very long time.
It has.
So
And the
And
wolves,
Tommy Three Toes is like, catch her on the flip side, punk. Stop crying. What kind of jacked up life has Three Toes lived? First of all, he's only got 3 toes. He's lived some trauma. He's like, suck it up, Buttercup. When you're dead, you can go visit her. What? That shit's cold. Move on. Don't
Yeah.
move on. Quit bitching to me about it. I don't care.
I don't care. I'm a wolf. What do you think I'm gonna?
Get out of my head with your crybaby stuff. You're making me feel feels.
Yeah. It's on time for this.
Hey, if you see my 4th toe, tell it I said what's up.
But yeah, so as the wolves fade away, good old Gerard, or Gonda, whatever, demands to know whether parents even listening to him. It's like, no, I'm not.
No.
What did you just say to me?
I don't even know who you are. What do you?
I even got
your
lost in that
mouth moving,
moment.
but-
I was listening to it and I was like, damn, did I skip part of it? Do I need to rewind? Like,
No, he's just ignoring them. Like the entire
exactly.
time. Yeah. But yeah, so Perrin asks, Aragon to explain himself and why the Gillidaeans drawn up are ready to attack. And Aragon says, the Aiel took.
Oh yeah, the Aiel thing.
It's
Yeah,
like you got Aiel with you. Like these are Aiel. Like we
Mhm.
we
Why
need
don't you
to
put them
find
to the
our-
questioning?
Yeah.
And Perrin's like, it's
So-
not them. It's the other Aiel. And he goes, they're all Aiel to me. Like, you need to go
That's
look at them.
racist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
Well, and we haven't talked about it. Maybe that's a little bit of what Jordan tries to highlight here.
Yeah.
Just grouping groups of people together like that.
You know.
Yeah.
Jordan was very progressive for his time. I will give him that.
Yeah. I mean, Perrin comes in and says, like, they're not the same type of Aiel, like, and tries to explain to him, like, they're not all the same. That these are different Aiel. And Perrin just gets angry. He's just like, you swore fealty to me, right? All right, this is over then. Like,
yeah. So there's a person you serve who bent the knee to me. So I'm not great at math. Is that the transitive property?
Yeah.
Commutative? Yeah. Which one is that? I don't know, but
yeah.
It's
like at the end of the day, you're mine. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, Perrin goes, I love the way you just handled that, and reaches over and touches it, and Perrin's like, I don't have time for this shit. Like,
and then she gets hurt. Like, what do you mean?
She's like, when two women are after you, any men would love this. He's like, do I look like I like this? I'm super appreciative of his attitude here, because he's just like I don't know. I won't say the word. We're on YouTube, but
yeah. What do you mean, two women after me? I am married to one. She is my wife. You keep annoying the shit out of me. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's literally an issue that needs to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And Honora calls Perrin a fool, but Perrin just has no idea what she's talking about. Just continues and rides onto his tent. Daniel Lewin then comes in to inform that he has gathered with the two Rivers folk and the Aiel at the sign of trouble in Giladon. Daniel says that the Mayoners haven't arrived yet, and they probably would have attacked. And Perrin says, "Oh, you did a good job." I'm very summarizing this next scene, but yeah,
proud of you.
I'm proud of you. Proud of you, boy.
Again, these scenes got a lot of just great description and some rando facts, but at the end of the day, you can summarize this whole chapter with Perrin's pissed, he wants information, and everybody's telling him to chill the F out.
Yeah, his head's swirling. He needs everything to happen fast, but nothing here is going to happen fast, and he's going to struggle with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Perrin goes to the Aiel and asks them to help, and they're actually relieved by this because they thought that they're, kind of in hot water, and because of all this. And he's like, "No, you guys are good, but you guys need to help." And Gauls is like, "Yeah, we got you. Like, we'll move quickly. We're Aiel." So Aiel all leave and go to try to find Aiel as well.
With Gaul taking the lead.
That was important. I mean, and again, here's kind of that oversight of. It's hard to remember that Aiel are also people too, and they have their crew as part of this. And one of their peoples was snatched. Two of their peoples were snatched up.
That Goal's got some feels for.
Yeah.
Yes.
And look at Perrin looking down on Grady and Neild. This was kind of heartbreaking to me. They came in off their services as well. It's like, yeah, we can travel. We can do a lot of ground really fast. And Perrin's like, oh, it's good, but you guys are country bumpkins. You guys don't know how to track.
Yeah,
you don't even know which way to travel.
Is he wrong?
Well, he's from the country.
You got to partner him up with. If there's people you don't trust, but they have certain gifts and talents, partner them with people that you do trust to do the thing that you need them to do. There's a way to make this work. I mean, I know his head is spinning, but start putting teams together.
He could have put in one of them with Elias and kept the other one for protection.
Yeah. When he names some of his other, whatchamacallit, aren't there other dudes from Two Rivers there?
Yes.
Yeah. And he names some of them about how they can track real well and everything. I mean, that the solution's pretty much right there in front of them. All right, buddy teams, go.
Yeah.
But when you have somebody like Elias, you can lean on that really heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And then
you hope so.
Yeah, after this, Perrin goes
to know about Elias.
Yeah. So
Don't do that.
Perrin goes to the Wise One's tent after this, finds it tied up, and is about to rip it open, but then Naviran comes out, and he asks, what did they do with Fael? She's like, I don't know. Taking wetlanders is kind of against her custom, but usually just kill them.
Also, we can't predict what a whole faction of people are going to do when they've already,
Broken
betrayed so many of
some
their.
of their traditions. So
Right.
I don't know. But she's
I
like,
guess
you
as
can't.
good as mine.
And I love her advice. You can't control. You can't control your thoughts. You should just go get drunk. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
because that's
If you're gonna be a little biatch, then go drink
Let's
something.
go drink something.
I will tell you, there's a time and a place for that. Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know if this is
I'm
the
not there
time.
right now. This go round, I wasn't there, but man, post divorce, there was.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember I was like struggling, and I was riding with a motorcycle club down there, and went to the clubhouse, and I pulled my wedding ring out of my pocket, and two of the guys were like, Psh, "I know what we doing." They drove me to the pawn shop. We pawned it. The cash we got, we just bought a bunch of booze, and we drank it all that night. That was the goal.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the cheapest ring, so we had a fair amount of money, a fair amount of booze. But that was
Nice.
definitely the solution that night.
Yeah.
Make sure you got people looking out for you though, because that could be a rough trip.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen you in that spot, Ian. I remember like,
Oh,
when
yeah.
you first came home from Iraq, and you were not
Oh.
well, and then we went out drinking, and it was fun, but it also got really, really reckless.
Yeah.
I think at one point I was holding you in as you were recreating hanging out of a Black Hawk helicopter with the minivan door open, traveling down the interstate, trying to open the minivan door like it's like the gunner
Like this,
door.
guys.
And I was like, no, dude, get back in the van. Like
We're going in.
We're going in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good time.
It's a good time. It was a good time.
Got it out of my system.
It was fun. Buy a round of drinks for every time someone peeled out of this parking lot.
That was priceless.
The bar was so pissed.
But everybody did it.
Everyone cheered. The entire night, people were just peeling out of the parking lot like spilling tires. Oh, that was great. It was a good night. That was a good night.
Days.
Yeah. It was fun. So, anyways,
Good advice
and
to
then-
Perrin.
good advice to Perrin. He walks to his tent. He finds Basil Gill and Lenny there. Everything in order to leave. And sees tracks of Elias and the other scouts. Finds Talonvor as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a sad moment. That's when he goes
Yeah.
up like on that cliff or ledge or whatever, because he thought he'd get a good vantage point, be able to see or hear people coming
Mhm.
back. And that's where he ran into Talonvor, right?
Yeah, so he runs into Talonvor. And of course, he's looking out for more gays.
Yeah. And Talonvor is thinking like, oh man, he's making me leave, or he's gonna be mad at me or whatever. And Perrin just like has a moment with him, like, you deserve to be here too. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
And
share in
that-
each other's worry and misery for a moment.
Yeah. And that's how we end this chapter.
That's about it.
Yeah. So you guys ready for chapter 3?
Yay.
Fail.
I feel like we've been talking about it all night.
Yeah. Fail.
Fail. The end.
Fail. Yeah.
Fail.
So,
I'm a fight, but I can't.
yeah.
I got a spanking. I
Spank
like
me,
it.
daddies. Oh yeah. Oh
Where's spankings?
Yeah.
yeah.
Why did I like that so much?
We're spankings.
You must tie her down on a bed and spank her. You must spank her well.
Yes.
If y'all didn't know, we're super immature.
It's
right.
a Monty Pythons. We gotta play Monty Pythons every
Yeah,
once in a while.
British humor. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, you won't get it. I got tons of Monty Pythons.
Is ready to go.
I
Whenever.
got tons of them just ready to go. Yeah, it's
Right.
great. Because it holds. We talked about this last night on the Cosme reads. Monty Python holds up. It's 50 years old and it holds up. It's good. But anyway, so Fail, she's chugging through the snow with Shido and the other captured women. And
They've got her butterball Nikki.
yeah, I got her butterball Nikki. She's hopes that find out about Massima's secret dealings. Thinking about Perrin and that. Yeah, and she's struggling just to keep consciousness at this point.
Well, I think at one point she realizes she was getting some type of frostbite.
Yeah.
Well, she did the
But-
math about her condition, how cold it was,
Mhm.
the snow, compared it to the cold times in Sadea, and was like, okay, if I don't do something, I'm gonna get frostbite. Like this
Mhm.
could be real bad real quick.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And Fail tries to look back at fellow prisoners, but ends up falling in the snow. And then Roland, who's hauls her up by the hair and slaps, gives her a spanking to make her move fast.
Which why did Jordan write in here that she enjoyed it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that for?
I don't know.
If that doesn't, so I don't want it to turn into anything, but if it isn't explained anymore, then this, like if it's just, she got a spanking and found it weird that she liked it, and then he moves on and there's no purpose for that.
Is he
That's
trying to
just-
highlight Stockholm syndrome already? I don't know. Like that's a little early for Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
that's in after a month or two of
Right.
being captured.
So it more taints her character, which I didn't get.
She's
that vibe.
Saldaean. They like to be spanked.
I guess that's what he's trying to say is their culture, but it's still cringy.
No, I think
Maybe.
Maybe she's delirious.
So there was the point that was being made that in being spanked, blood rushed and she was warm.
Yeah, there's that.
So I think it was more about that.
Tribal? Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I love that answer. If a man can't write about his fantasies in a fantasy novel, where can he do it?
Do it.
Not even mad at it, because
Not
I'm
even
gonna
mad
tell
about
you, I have to have those conversations with Chanel. I love the fact that my wife will look at booties with me and comment. Sometimes she's like, "Did you see that?" And there's sometimes I'm like, "Yeah, I saw that shit, but I'm not gonna say nothing." The other times I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because I really didn't see it. She's like, "Over there," and I look and I'm like, "Dear," she's like, "Exactly." She got
I need to get that.
booty,
I really need to get that Friday clip. Damn.
I mean, it's great because Chanel will do it with me. I'm like, I don't have to be like, she knows that I got a thing in the fortune cookie. It was like, some people stare at the menu too long and don't enjoy the buffet. She knows that I'm enjoying the buffet plenty, and the menu is just there, just as like afterthought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, and she's worried about like what part of her body will freeze off first. Her feet are beginning to leave bloody stains in the snow, which is a good sign that she's getting probably frostbite.
Toes, nose, cheeks, hands, ears.
Yeah, she's wiggling her
In case
fingers
you're
and toes
wondering.
as much as possible, which is what you're supposed to do when you.
I have mad respect for Raphael for a woman who could be much more of a spoiled brat. She really has her wits about her. Like, the more I listen and read, the more I'm like, okay, so she really is the real thing here.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh,
She honestly out survived Perrin if it wasn't for the fact that Perrin's just a big brute.
Yeah. So Seer 101, you can't let yourself get into this headspace of woe is me or just panic or just whatever. It almost doesn't even matter like what your plan is. I mean, obviously, if you remember the steps of, what you're encouraged to do to survive, evade, all that jazz, but you got to have a plan.
Yeah.
And you got to have some sort of even small attainable goals. And it might be as simple as I'm going to wiggle my toes this many times, but like you have to positively be moving forward. So she's doing everything you're supposed to do for, somebody that's been captured, even considering, hey, is there an opportunity to escape? If I were to escape, who would be on my side? Like, how many people can I count on? She's smart to look at the Aiel that are with her. And she's like, I mean, I could definitely use them, but with their cultural thing here and they've been captured, does that mean they just give up, or can I actually count on them in time of escape?
And
so
that's a great question. When she said it, I thought about it and I was like, they are bound by honor, and would they dishonor themselves further to gain honor in the eyes of Perrin and the others?
Remember, these aren't Aiel that have flip-flop yet. These are ones that are trying to stick to their customs.
They're guy shine at this point. So
Mm-hmm.
by their laws, religion, culture, whatever, they can't escape. Like, they're not even Like nobody's even paying them any attention. They stripped them and told them to walk,
Right.
and they walked.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
The
be
ideal.
heartbreaking if like File puts together some sort of escape, about to make it. All she needs is for one of them to help, and it's not even that they stand in her way, but they stand there and do nothing while she gets recaptured.
The only thing I think
Like
of is the
that would
fact
be-
that Rand has now like broken their world asunder. So maybe because it's to the benefit of somebody that's going to benefit Rand, they will act. But at the same time, I don't think they would.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, both Morgaze are Magdan and Alejandra are the ones that are resisting the most. But Fael even calls out to them, like, just obey them. And Roland actually tells Fael to be quiet and spanks her again for it. You know, and eventually both end up facing on the snow being beat. You know, but they eventually get all picked up by the Aiel and carried because they can't basically walk anymore.
Yeah. Also very smart in that situation. Do not let pride get you an ass whooping.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place to resist certain things, but
Yeah.
I mean, if they're just telling you to go sit in a corner and be quiet,
Just go sit in the
go
corner.
sit in a corner and be quiet. Like, why are you trying to get punched in the face for that one?
Yes.
No, you're not
Yeah.
impressing anybody.
Exactly. Yeah, pride can get a lot of ways at those kind of things. Where if it's something stupid, just do it.
Right. Bide your time.
I have a 5-year-old kid. I have this talk with him all the time. Like, dude, there's times to be stubborn and dig in with me when we're going through things. This is not one of them. Like, just do it. I don't want you to be in trouble for something this petty, but you're about to be because, like, just dude, it's not worth it. Just especially if your mother hears that you're not doing it. It's my wife actually sent me this clip today, and it was perfect. Like about how my wife's the manager of the family, and then like as a husband, you're just the assistant manager, and like how you have talks with your kids or whatever. Is like, yeah, I know. There's this rule. I agree with you. There's this rule, right? But it comes from corporate, man. Like, and I just this is coming down from corporate, and we just got to keep going with it. I agree with you. Like, we should do it this way, but corporate says, and yeah,
Very much
like that.
This is what we're gonna do. It was great. So yeah, I guess then they go through, get sent through the forest. They set off the forest. The Aiel moving more quickly. Fael is jostled and tries to find a more comfortable position as she's being carried along. At this point, it kind of switches. They're not as mean to them anymore. At least, you know, she's fallen asleep in and out of consciousness as, you know, being just kind of carried along.
Yeah.
And she's trying to fight off, you know, fight the, you know, thinks that she'll die if she stops trying to fight, but because she keeps on the swaying motion, keeps on almost putting her to sleep. And yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Wakes up wrapped up in a nice little blankie.
Yeah. Yeah. She has a little dream before that, right? She dreams of a bonfire. She was close to the warm. And then she feels hungry. She feels hungry, and a tall, bony man in a white woolen cowl moves closer to give her hot tea with honey. And then she realizes it's not really a dream.
Hey, your guy Shine.
Yeah, your guy Shine now. Wrapped in blankets, drinking tea.
Dishonored because of the blankets.
Right. Yeah.
Or maybe not, because she's not Aiel. Not sure if it counts.
Yeah. And realize there's other guy Shine there as well.
She realizes that she's just with an entire group in general. She starts wondering, like, how do we miss this?
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason why we should have. But we did.
Those extreme temperatures, extreme hot, extreme cold, and not being clothed or prepared for it. Yeah, you will. That'll mess you up.
Yeah.
It don't take much. You might miss a few things.
So, I mean, and she even asked the guy Shine, like, you know, why have we dishonored them? They said, well, because you've been not given proper robes yet, but they feared that you would actually freeze to death. So they gave you coats, which dishonored you, which means you're weak. You're weak.
Meanwhile, File's like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
I'm on my blankie.
And then she starts to think whether they must have asked whether they asked that same thing to Bane and Giad. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they did. What do you think?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it was just there was the understanding.
Yeah.
Back they know that they're in servitude for the next 13 months or however long it is, and
Yep. They got a year to do.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she even asked about isn't it against custom to take us as Gaishan? And I guess they bark back saying or not bark, calmly states back, the shadow break many customs, but he will not break the custom. So basically, it's it is what it is.
Little foreshadowing to this dilemma with Bane and Shiad.
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to do? That's the question, Chris.
Yeah, and it's pretty much how we end this chapter with her warming up by the fire.
Yeah,
and
contemplating.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
They're gonna have to be rescued, which is the part that sucks. It's like, who's gonna rescue them, though? That's the question.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and is
I
the
mean,
rescue
Fael
gonna
knows who Morgaze is.
And when is the rescue going to happen?
And how is the rescue?
Yeah,
And who?
And who? And where?
It's gonna be the middle of the book,
Why
and
is
it's
the
gonna be
rescue
one of the brothers.
Why?
What are the brothers' names again?
The brothers?
Her son and her
Galad
son-in-law.
and
Galad, yeah.
Gawain.
Okay.
It's gonna be Gawain.
Galad.
Gawain. He's gonna rescue her.
Okay. You don't think Perrin's going to?
Nope, it's gonna be him.
Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting. Interesting. How soon do you think it's going to happen? Do you think it's going to be this book, next couple chapters, 5 books from now?
It's gonna be this book. It's gonna be about 10 to 12 chapters in.
Okay.
I'm concerned that Fael meets a tragic end. I don't know why, but
She hasn't had her puppies yet.
I just get the feeling that we're going to go through a period of batshit crazy Perrin, and about the only thing I see getting him there is a tragic end to Fael. I love Fael. I'm not hoping for it, but yeah.
Got a question in chat. Why Gawain?
Why not? Why not Gawain?
Literally, I just pulled a name out of the hat.
Yeah.
He was happy to remember a name.
Yep.
Does Fael know who Magdan is? No, or Morgaze is? No.
Oh, that was
Well, she knows that she's like of royalty or whatever, or of a sophisticated class.
But doesn't
she knows that her story's BS.
Right. Knows that much, but doesn't know that she's Morgaze.
Right.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that?
Well, maybe she finds out right before she dies.
Maybe.
Lily girl, that was a jerk. Him.
This can all be traced to Rand messing everything up by moving all these people in private to the books. Perrin will hold a grudge against.
Holding a grudge. Well, so that's part of what I'm worried about. If something like this happens, Perrin he's gonna blame himself and he's gonna blame everybody else.
He's going to go through all 5 stages of acceptance and grief. And
and you're gonna get 5 books out of it.
Yeah, you get 5 books out of this. All the stages.
Why not Gawain? Who do you think is going to be frustrated?
Who's it gonna be?
It's going to be Batman. I already told you this. Sorry, guys. Spoiler. Batman comes to save the day. It's always Batman. Always choose Batman.
With all the superpowers.
Yeah. You need superpowers when you're Batman. Anyways, so that's how we end this chapter. Yeah, get a little Fael. Just
We
a
get
little bit
Nakey Fael too.
Nakey Fael being beat
With
and
Spankies.
carried around. And
Speaking of which, I was really upset to not get a little bit of Nakey Nynaeve.
Where in the show?
Yeah.
It's TV-14. I think they're shying away from some of that.
It could have been.
You're allowed some nipples with that, right?
You might be able to. I'm not sure.
Maybe only if it's like National Geographic.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Possibly.
You get male
for a
nipples.
minute when
We
the
got
water
man
hit her.
nipples.
Yeah, we did. I got
Free
had
the
to
nip.
see all that in the beginning, but I couldn't see what I wanted to see towards the end.
Hmm.
Sexist.
Yeah. I think it's more of Robert Jordan writing all the naked scenes with women, his little fantasy too. It's not plot driven at all. It's just like we're
Yeah.
naked to do this.
There are
There
a few
is-
points in the book where they need
Yeah.
to be.
There is
was one of
historical significance on why he chose to write that way. I mean, he wanted to compare the Aes Sedai to how the Pope, where when the Pope's this proclaim, they sit on a certain thing and the cardinals go up and check to make sure he has balls. That's old Catholic tradition, which is actually where the rumored to where you get the word testify from, but there's also rumors that's not actually where it comes from. The origins of or testify.
That's where so many other things started. I'm sorry. It's not me to log off.
Where did you take us, Alan?
I was down a dark path here.
I
Shame.
haven't had much sleep. It is time for me to log off.
Just went down a dark path. All right, favorite character. Let's go.
Fail. I gotta
Fail.
take it just in case she dies next chapter. Fail.
Don't do that.
In memory of Fail.
Fael is not gonna die. I promise you. The one character that is not gonna die is gonna be Fael. She's gonna have some Perrin puppies. You can put that in the notebook.
Mm.
Fael will have Perrin puppies.
She gonna end up in that dream world you don't come back from.
In the wolf train.
And then off in the distance, you're gonna hear three toes be like, "Told you, motherfucker."
We're gonna find out that
Quit crying.
what's her face has set them up. The hawk or whatever she is.
Verlaine.
Verlaine. I don't like her.
Okay.
She could die. We've been saying this now for a little while.
Maybe this
can
is
go.
Semirog.
We haven't heard from her in a while.
Never heard from her in forever. You could be right.
Maybe.
She can go though. She can die.
Yeah. Okay.
What would be really twisted is if she does end up marrying Perrin after Fael does get killed.
Oh, she's
Then
gonna
I'll
work
be
in there.
upset.
She's gonna work her way in there. She's
Nah.
gonna take advantage of his sorrow.
Work.
No.
So your favorite character, Chris?
Perrin, just because I feel like I'm not gonna get any more Perrin chapters.
Who?
That Matt guy who hasn't popped up in forever and a day. That Matt guy. That Matt guy who got killed the same way they ended Game of Thrones.
We're just
killed by falling bricks.
Yeah. We're just gonna call him Rubble for now on. What's Rubble doing?
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I don't know who else I would give it to. I mean, I do appreciate oh man, the Aiel, what's his name? The one that leads the crew. Searching for Bainish. Gaul. I do appreciate his reaction, kind of holding back and waiting to see how Perrin is going to react to everything. And always being poised and ready to go. But I mean, he's been our favorite character so often, and Perrin just hasn't had the time to shine much. And I've got to give it to Perrin strictly because he didn't follow his heart; he followed his mind.
Yeah,
which is,
gonna lead to Fael's death. But hey, he'll be okay.
But as much as we talk about how Perrin is a thinker, he typically goes with what he feels and not with what he knows. And this is kind of the first time we're really seeing him be assertive as a leader and put his major task ahead of his own personal agenda.
Yeah.
So I pick him for good reason.
Yeah.
Lord Perrin's finally being a lord.
My favorite character is Helmets.
Get the flock out of here.
A tall jar of Helmets. Some tall mayonnaise.
Get away from me.
He said Helmets. When I tell you I was confused for all of 30 seconds, like, what is he talking about?
Dukes.
Dukes or Hellmans, whatever.
Great value.
Great value. So Skinny Ketchup is my favorite character, and Short Mustard. So yeah, next week we'll be doing 3 chapters. Chapter 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, 6.
Six.
4, 5,
This is where Matt gets the next
Rubble.
chapter. They're going to be pulling him out of the rubble. The chapter after that, they're going to be
Who?
patching up his head.
We're
And
calling them
then-
rubble because you are what you eat.
So
there
we
you go.
have offers.
So yeah, I was gonna read the chapter titles. Yeah, offers. Let me see. What were they? Offers. I clicked away. Flags and the scent of madness.
Okay, well, I
This
feel
mountain
like
is ours, but do you have a flag?
with offers, we're definitely gonna get like, hey, we have your woman. This is what we want.
Okay.
With flags, I could see this being like either a heck no battle scene or we're waving the white flag of like compromise, not necessarily surrender.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Sin of Madness, that's Messima all the way.
That's Messima. Okay.
That's the Messima chapter.
Flags might be. No, see, I think we run with.
Have you
Perrin
seen
still.
Sin of a
Battle.
Woman?
Flags? I think is Perrin choosing and telling everybody to string up the flag of Manethrin, and he's going rogue with this Manethrin crew, and he's going to f some stuff up, and then Perrin's madness moving forward. Now, what was the first one? Offers.
Offers.
Now,
Yeah.
this I know this is just the show speaking through me because I got a little excited about this scene, but wouldn't it be awesome if we just have a shout out chapter to Bail Doman?
Oh, dude.
And
It
he's
do be
sa-
Bell Doman.
And he's somewhere doing some negotiating and getting
And he
some
did
offers, making
Doobie
offers.
on the
Yeah.
show, which I appreciate the Doobie lines.
I'm gonna say one thing,
His scene with
and
Moraine
I'm gonna
was
leave
so
it
good.
alone. Just one thing. Uno.
Oh, yes.
I know we just moved away from the book to the TV show, but
I'm not gonna pour on my computer, but pour one out for. Dude, they did Uno dirty. I'm sorry, they did
Oh,
Uno
yeah.
dirty in the show.
Guys, so Chris was the last one to watch the episodes. Alan and I had already watched it. Chris couldn't watch for a couple days. As he's watching, he's shooting a couple of things in our group chat. And I'm not going to spoil the show for people who haven't watched it yet, but it was just hilarious because he would say something about a character or a person or something like, oh man, this person's awesome. And yeah, I really love this. And Alan and I are just like, yeah, about that.
I go no. It's like,
Yeah, that was great.
All right. And in my mind, I'm like, he's excited right now, so I know where he's at.
I gotta
But we're
find
gonna
the
get
chat,
another
so
message
great.
in about 4.5 minutes. Yeah, it's coming.
God,
Like,
like
what was the chat? I'm gonna read it out because it was great. Because Chris was live chatting to us about the show. What was it? He said Uno is the man. Ian goes, "Yep," and then Chris goes, "Wait, what the fuck?" And I was like, "Yep."
He hit him with the double yup.
Yep. Anyways,
It's good.
there's another good one too where I was just like, did she?
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I was happy for that one, but at the same time, I was sad. Like that show played with my emotions.
It
like
did.
no other.
Mhm.
It did. I cried through much of the Land and Moraine stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that was
A
hard.
baby.
Yeah.
That was very
I
hard to
didn't like
watch.
that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, so how we can be found is at thewillreads.com. Yeah, it's our website.
Is our link on Twitter working, by the way? I actually have a couple of new people that are going on. They said they went on our Twitter page and the Real Weeds link was not working.
Oh, thewillreads.com.
Yeah.
It might not be working right now. Let me see. Oh no, it's not working. Let me fix
Our
that.
technology's broke.
No,
Surprise.
my so I had to pay for the web posting, and I got an email yesterday about that, so I didn't do anything about it. Thank you for reminding me. I'll do it tonight. I'll pay for it. My credit card got compromised. Someone tried to buy an entire vacation, so I
Was it a Costco credit card?
No, it was a City card,
Okay, 'cause
MasterCard.
yeah. Okay, so Costco is a city card.
Yeah.
Mine got compromised this morning.
Yeah, mine got compromised. Someone was trying to buy plane tickets and like Airbnb and like thousands of dollars, and I shut it down.
Wow.
They didn't get anything out of it because I shut it all down. But yeah, but then that was the card that was for that website hosting. So I got an email this morning or yesterday saying like, you didn't pay for this week's or this month's web host, and I was like, oh crap, I need to do that. So as soon as we log off, I will go and pay. So we'll be good to go. It'll be live later tonight. You can find us at thewolverines.com, and you can tell your friends, Chris, that it is live again as of in about 15 minutes. And find links to everything there in 15 minutes. However long it takes to do that, and yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
Okay, bye.